start now. My dog was barking, but now he's sleeping right next to me. Probably I'm waking him up by talking, but that's fine. He's not gonna bark too much. So, let's explain. The way to make this quirk is personality, favoritism of what I like, and color. Deku's is green, because I'm gonna guess that his favorite color is green. This dude is Deck, because it's what he likes. It's what he wants. Strength. Deku wants strength and all kinds of abilities, which comes in one for all. Bakugo, and also his personality. He's nice and strong-hearted, wanting to fight for all, which stands for the quirk, one for all. Bakugo's is pretty self-explanatory. He is a hot-headed, angry Pomeranian who yells a lot and has an explosive personality, which gives the thing explosion. And as you think about it, you would sweat a lot if you yelled that much, but not as much as Bakugo would, because My Hero Academia logic makes no sense. And we're gonna go on with one more quirk to explain. Todoroki's. His is because of a combination, of course, but also because of his personality. He's cold on the outside, but a fire dwells in him that sometimes pipes in whenever he's angry. The fire dwells in him. And that's basically all. So now we're going to go into my quirk. What is my personality like? Well, my favorite weapon is a sword, so it's got to be based off of something like a sword. I would say like controlling weapons, but that just seems kind of stupid. So I was thinking of something else. What's my favorite color? I have two, blue and purple. But for the logic, there's no like blue quirks in class 1A. There is a purple quirk. I don't know what it is. That means there isn't any. Blue, I don't think there is one. I haven't seen a blue quirk in class 1A. There's actually a lot of them. Never mind. So I guess I'll go with purple. And I like energy things. Like I like energy blast, you know, like Goku and all that crap. I just like swords in general. I like energy crap. I used to love Dragon Ball. Still do. And boom. So now we have our quirk. A blue energy blade. A purple energy blade. And it comes from his hands. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like, it's got that perfect glow. It's got the Boruto glow of like the Boruto graphics where you can glow, where your hands glow. And yeah, his quirk is called Spirit Sword. We're gonna call it that. He can make small blades in his hand, like, kind of like Goku Black, but it's purple, of course. And he can also make giant ones, kind of like Vegito, who can make a giant spirit sword that can literally stab through someone. This quirk is not too deadly. It can be deadly at some moments. So let's get into his backstory. The backstory of him is going to be pretty simple. He's a kid who likes All Might. Not really likes him, but just admires. Next is his middle school. We're going to make a middle school for many, many prodigies. AKA Shotos. Okay, there's a lot. I'm not going to say it all, though. It's a prodigy school for kids who have potential amazing quirks that can help on a battlefield against villains. And of course he want to go to UA High, as he does, and makes it in. As then, it's time for the UA entrance exam. We start off with him arriving on his first day. Oh yeah, his hair's black and he's got purple eyes. He goes, "This place is huge. I love it." No, if I were in next to a building like UA, I'd freak out. Because I like humongous buildings. They're pretty cool. Especially if they have all glass. As I would instantly rush in for the exam. I wouldn't be recommended because I wouldn't be that powerful. But let's get started. He would rush straight in. Christian, our main character. He gets in there, and now it's time. It's time for the exam to start. He starts off by creating small blades and cuts up miniature robots. His speed is delectable. It's not that good. He can just, when the robots rush at him, he just stabs them, creating a tiny digger of a blade, cutting through them. As then he literally spins around in the air, pulling off like a propeller. As then he cuts open into a robot and grabs this little fan propeller that it uses to blast towards him. And he puts that on his feet and blasts off as he goes, ah! As then he yells out, "Take this, you disgusting piece of metal!" As he creates a blade, and as the teachers say, "Wow, that was rude." As then he proceeds to cut a robot clean in half. As he goes, as the propeller that he used breaks after one simple blow. After attacking a couple more robots and destroying them, he's run out of them. Until he sees a brave boy with green hair jump up with his fist glowing kind of red, as then he proceeds to blow down the Zero robot. As then he's about to get crushed by a rock. Then Christian goes, "I better stop it." As then he charges up both of his energy blades as big as possible, which are about a foot. So then he goes, "Taste my blade!" Then he rushes in and slices it clean in half. Slices that robot clean in half. As everyone's like, "Whoa, he just sliced it in half." As then he goes, "You okay?" As he looks at Deku. Well, Midoriya. Or as some people will pronounce it, Midoriya. Whatever. He goes, "You alright?" Midoriya says, yeah, I'm alright." And then he says, "Your arms are broken, your legs are broken. You're not okay." As then, give me a second. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, whatever. He goes, "Can they get like a nurse or something to come help this guy out?" They can recover girl as Deku is being healed. And then he walks off. Then after that, he's on his computer just watching videos on HeroTube, I'm just gonna call it. As then his account gets hacked, he goes, "Huh?" Then he realizes, wait a minute, gentle criminal. He knows how to hack. It might be him. He just gets his YouTube account back and sends death threat. And not really death threats, but threats saying, "I swear to God, if you do not give my account back, I will destroy your computer." Then he says it wasn't him. He promises. Then he realizes, wait. As then all kinds of coding appears. He just breaks. He says, "I swear to God, if you do not give me my account back, I will hack your family." She says, "That just makes sense." He goes, "You get what I mean." And then the account just gets back, but all of the stuff that he has is gone. So he decides just to watch just HeroTube all night until he gets an email from UA, as he doesn't have parents, as they were killed in an explosion. As then we get the next part of it, where he gets a little thing that says, "You have passed into UA." A message from All Might saying, "Young Christian, you have passed." As he smiles, saying, "Yes, this is just what I wanted." He says, "But there is a tiny problem. You are in a extra class, which means you weren't meant to come in. But the judges saw your performance and realized that you were in top 10 of the leaderboard." As he's getting his own custom uniform for his class, and he will be sent to class 1A. As he gets sent his own black and white uniform. It's black. It's basically the UA uniform, but it's black. The one that uses for special force, it's black, and then the next part and then there's the white. He goes, "This seems pretty cool," as then he walks in. As he's late because of how long it takes him to get up. He's like Shinso, but more lazy. As he goes, "Hi everyone, my name's Christian, I guess, whatever." As he sits down. Then a certain someone walks up to him. We're just gonna say it's Kirishima, saying, "Hey, why don't you have the same uniform as us?" he says. As Christian said, well, actually no, he wouldn't know that because they're wearing their suits. They're wearing like the thing. As then he says, he just introduced himself as Eijiro Kirishima. As then he goes, "I'm Christian." I don't feel like giving myself a last name. He goes, no last name? He goes, don't feel like giving it. He goes, whatever. As then it's time for them to do their little hero enter training or whatever it's called. What do they put on their uniform? Christian puts on his black uniform. Kirishima says, whoa, that looks cool. Kaminari says, yeah, pretty cool. Since those are basically almost my favorite characters. They are the goofy, funny characters of My Hero Academia. And then he goes, why do you get a black uniform? He goes, they didn't have enough blue uniforms for this class, so I got this. I don't mind it. It looks pretty cool. He's kind of got the personality of Kenma. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, Kenma from Haikyuu. It's pretty good, so people should know him. He's lazy, funny, well, not really funny, but lazy. And likes video games. He goes, well, whatever. As then he walks in. Because I do say whatever a lot. As then he walks outside, as then he's given a fitness test. Christian goes, I'm gonna fail at this. As then he picks up the weight and goes, oh, this is surprisingly light. As then he picks it up with one hand. Now, of course, I can't do that, but I want to make him stronger. Because remember, this is a Hero Society version of him. He had 9 months to train. 10, actually. As then he spins it around his hand as it goes, the pop goes, as then it spins around in the air. As then he adds a little bit more, saying, oh, pretty cool. And then he drops it. Next is the speed test. He's not that fast, and he has to face Hagakure, who is equally as slow. So, he wins the race. Next is the throwing. He tries, but accidentally cuts the ball in half. He goes, sorry. Then he throws it in and gets a decent 50 to 100 meters. Bakugo laughs, saying that you're weak. Christian says, I just don't have the right quirk for it. He goes, I'm sorry, everyone doesn't have an explosion quirk like you. Boom, boom, boy. He goes, what did you say? Kirsten says, I said, angry Pomeranian. Boom, boom, boy. As then Bakugo just screams because it's Bakugo. He goes, you know what? That's a perfect nickname for you. Angry Pomeranian. He goes, what even is that? He goes, you know, you're loud and stupid. A Pomeranian is a dog that's got so much hair, but it's so tiny. But that's the opposite, except for the hair part. You are just as angry. As then, it's time to end the